Welcome back, everybody, to the one and only Speak Anime podcast. Tonight, we're going to be talking about a little show, Magia Record, talking about episode 12 in specific. We've talked about episodes 1 through 11 before on the podcast already, so if you haven't seen those, go check out our channel. I am JordanTheCow, one of your hosts tonight, joined by Greg, aka RisingSunReviews. Go and introduce yourself.
Hello, I am RisingSunReviews, and I'm trying to make sure that the stream is actually working.
Awesome. And also joined by JasonTheTrvth.
Okay, we're good.
What's up? I'm here because they needed a third person.
Yes.
Jason is here because we needed a third. He's also tearing in Bang Dream right now, so wish him luck in the comments. So let's go and hop right into today's topic of episode number 12. So first things first, spoiler warning, we'll be spoiling this entire show as a whole. Anything is on the table. We're reacting and giving our thoughts on episode 12, but we're also probably going to compare it to other episodes, and obviously we're going to be talking about information that we learned from previous episodes. So if you haven't watched the show yet, why are you watching a reaction discussion about episode number 12? Go watch the show and then come back and check us out.
Yes, this video will hopefully not be going anywhere unless I mess up again.
Yes. Also,
this
we will...
episode in particular will be referencing a lot of the original show.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, well, I'll say we'll also be mentioning a lot of Madoka Magica. So if you haven't seen that and you don't want to be spoiled on that, you should definitely go check that out. The Madoka Magica is actually the show that Magia Record is a spinoff of. So if you want to watch the original show, go check it out and come on back again. It's only 12 episodes, right? 13?
I don't
Oh
remember.
god, it's been so long since I watched it, I can't remember even though I've seen it so many times. I think it's 12. I want to say it's 12.
I don't know how you wouldn't know that at this point.
I know, I always think it's 12 that I like freak myself out. I'm like, wait, was there an over? But yeah, no.
Yeah,
So
it was actually 19 episodes. Just forgot like 7 of them.
wow, okay. Well, I just know that's false. So anywho, so we're gonna be spoiling that show a lot as well. And then every other show that we always talk about on this podcast is on the table. You can expect some sort of School Days references, Gurren Lagann references, K-On!, Bang Dream. I'll probably throw in some Avatar: Last Airbender because that's a show I've been obsessed with, as well as Haiku. I've been watching a hell of a lot of Haiku.
We might have to do a podcast for Haikyuu at some point.
That'd be a fun one. But we're here to talk about Magia Record, episode 12. Once again, we're the Speak Anime podcast, giving you our thoughts across the internet.
Yes, because we know everything and we want you to share in our brilliant ideas.
Sure. Yep, that's what we're going with.
Yep.
I don't know much about that one, but
We'll
Greg,
go with anyway.
You seem pretty confident, so I'm gonna let it happen.
All
I
right.
think we're just gonna hop right into it though here.
I'm good at making it sound like I know more about stuff than I actually do.
Facts, and that's a-okay.
Yeah. So this episode we started off, and every episode in here it has like some sort of weird intro where you don't exactly know what it's showing before like the opening plays. And this time we got like Yachio. She's like looking out of the rain. You saw a couple other people talking to her, which seemed to be like her memories of the friends she's lost. So
About time.
yeah.
Yeah. Finally getting into some stuff this episode. We've been waiting for like 3 or 4 episodes now for just about anything to happen.
Yeah, and we finally got like one of the things that we kind of guessed at confirmed, though there's definitely more that we don't know that hopefully next episode they'll reveal.
For sure. For sure. This episode was much needed, I would say. I think these last 3 or 4 episodes have been a really, really slow burn to where it looked like it was looking really bad for the show. This episode started to bring some of it back together and brought it a little bit closer to that limelight that you'd expect a Madoka-esque show to be in. Definitely hasn't saved it fully yet, but this episode... definitely a good one. Definitely one to watch.
This is a very typical show for what you would expect from Madoka, with like lots of twists and in trying to like see exactly what's happening and see the truth behind everything.
Also, this episode is basically just Madoka episode 10 part 2. This is basically Madoka Magica Homura's backstory episode, except it's part 2 and it's for Yachio.
Yeah.
And I guess it delves in a little bit into the magical girls. So I was actually gonna commend them for this. They with this whole like quote lecture thing that they're doing, where
I
they
thought that
jump
was
into
cool.
like the soul gems and like explaining that and like how explaining how the magical girls die, or if their soul gems become tainted, they become witches and stuff. I don't know if we ever really talked about it, but at the towards the beginning of the show as a whole, but they never, since there wasn't a Cube much. There's been like the small one and like the original one way in
Yeah.
episode like 1 for a short amount of time, but there hasn't been like a main Cube to kind of explain to the magical girls what happens. Also, we haven't seen magical girls turn from human just human girls into magical girls. So I feel like like it's probably a very small percent of the audience who hasn't seen Madoka Magica but is watching this show.
Hmm.
But I think explaining the soul gems and how if the soul gems break, the magical girls die, and if their soul gems become black, they become witches. I think that was really smart by them as the creators. I wish it was a little bit sooner, but it definitely makes sense for it to be in this episode as well.
They went over it pretty quickly, so it didn't like linger on for too long. They kind
Yeah.
of just mentioned it, and then
And I don't think the point of
Sorry.
showing that was like to tell the viewer that information. It's more to tell the characters and for us to understand what the characters did and did not know about how magical girls work.
Exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, it was definitely good. Now we like see exactly where they're at, and then they still have the thing at the end, whereas like the here or for whatever reason now the witches like they don't turn into witches. They go through that other process.
Yeah. How they just like they turn
extract the witch.
yeah, they like turn into witches, but then they also turn back to magical girls. I don't know, man. It's
Yeah, like Toka did something. It's called like Doppel, and that's a change. And now it's just like it changes how magical girls work. And it's also interesting. She mentioned it was to fight against the system Cube created.
Yep.
And that probably also explains why Cube cannot get into this town. Like his power has been blocked from it.
That's true.
Yeah, like we said, this episode's kind of finally starting to wrap up at least some things. I definitely feel like this episode and episode 13 are basically a part 1, part 2.
Right. Yeah. I think the next episode will get the rest of the answers about the magical girls. Maybe not Ui, but which is kind of weird because I thought it'd be the other way with how they explain stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I'm pretty excited for episode 13. As a whole, I just want to see how they wrap up this show, or at least this season or whatever, because we're getting close. Obviously, we only have one episode left.
Yeah.
So we're getting down to the wire here. They gotta pull together some loose ends. I feel like I'm worried that while this episode was well paced and good, I'm worried that it leaves too much for episode 13 to wrap up. So there's gonna be way too many cliffhangers, and like way too much like not presented to the viewer, or they're gonna do it all in episode 13 and it's gonna feel super rushed.
Yeah, and I feel like
And so I'm worried that because the last few episodes were a little bit too much, it was weird.
Yeah. Something I thought was interesting here is how they kept switching between the lecture and the scene with Rena and Kaide.
Yes.
And it was definitely, I liked how they did that, just like showing how Kaide was, where she was going, how she's now also explaining to Rena like what's going on, that she now knows the truth and wants them to join her.
Yeah, that was interesting to see Rena for the first time, because Rena disappeared way earlier in the series. We didn't really know that she was going to disappear. She just kind of didn't show up for one episode, and then it became 2, and then 3.
Well, it was a Kaide who like turned into a witch for a second, and then we never saw her again.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Sorry, Kaide, not Rena.
Which is, I think it's
Kaide trying to come back and get them to become to go with her was definitely interesting. Because it answers the question of where she's been this whole time.
Yeah, and that's kind of an advantage of such a big cast. They can not have a side character in the show for a while, and like we don't really think about it because they're not in it that often to begin with.
Exactly. I mean, this show, it's had its slow moments, but at the same time, it still has a lot of the same people on board that did the original Monica. Obviously, the main director is different.
But the style is still really cool, though.
Mm-hmm.
And for just an episode that was mostly just exposition, the visuals were amazing for that.
The visuals definitely still looking amazing, which is really, really important, I think. For an episode like this, where it's just a lot of exposition and stuff, and it's a lot of storytelling and a lot of world building, I feel like that's where you want your artwork and your animation stuff to be really nice for the fight scenes, and then for episodes like this, because otherwise viewers are going to get bored and they're not going to care. But if the visuals are there to keep them engaged, then they'll care more and they'll pick up more on the story.
Yeah, and they'll get more of like what you're trying to tell them. It seems like a lot of anime would just like use that as an excuse to not do much with the animations. Like, they're just talking, we don't need much animation, we'll save that for something else. Well, here it's like they were as good as ever, I'd say.
For sure. No, I mean, I think this episode did a lot of things right, and this is the first episode I've been able to say that for a little bit. So I'm pretty excited to be able to say this episode did a lot of things right and was well paced, and had really good art and animation, and didn't really look like it was slacking on pretty much anything really.
Yeah,
this is the first episode in a while I can say that I thoroughly enjoyed.
Yep.
Yeah. It's the first one that I'd say lives up to the original Madoka, except maybe the first or second one of the show.
Yeah, there was a few episodes at the start that were really good as well. But yeah, this one did such a good job. I mean, like I said, and Jason was talking about it as well, was just how similar this episode was to episode 10 of the original series. It's kind of crazy. How like they're both super well written. They both take the character who's like seems to be like this not like an evil character, but like this cold, standoffish character, and like
very distant.
And stuff. Yeah, very distant, standoffish, cold. Not like a jerk, but like distant and like, yeah, cold and standoffish. And they humanize them and they make them like, okay, no, they're actually like good people. There's just been some messed up stuff that happened.
Yeah, you see why Yachio is the way that she is.
Yeah. In the same way that we saw Homura was the way that she was in the original, so...
Yeah, may not be entirely right, but it's justified, so that's good.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah, unfortunately, it still feels like a lot of the other characters, like the one who works at the Chinese restaurant, like I don't feel like I really know her, other than she's just like uses fire and stuff.
Yeah, so you were saying there was benefits to having a big cast with how we lost track of Kaede for a couple episodes, and we didn't. It's not like we didn't notice, but like it wasn't super important. Like it wasn't in like the front of the episodes, but also because of the big cast, you're not able to delve into every single character.
Right.
So there's some characters like you said, honestly two of the girls who live in the house with Tamaki and Yachio. At this point, if you're not Tamaki and Yachio, there's not a whole lot of build up around.
And like, there's some with Felicia, but it's like she was kind of forgotten about after her introduction, even though she's there.
She had that one episode then.
Yeah, it's like, okay, you're here, now we'll ignore you and just have you follow along because you're a main character.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like the three most built up ones are Tamaki, Yachio, and like Mifuyu, I guess. I don't even know.
Yeah, I think Mifuyu would be, because like we see a lot of like her backstory here and like why she's going with the Magius now.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense now.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And again, they're definitely like trying to pull. They're trying to make it look like they're trying to make sure that we don't see Magius as this huge awful empire, but more so just like they have a very different viewpoint.
Yeah,
and while they're not like trying to fight against people, they kind of sort of are. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and just based off what we saw in this episode, what they're doing makes a lot of sense. They want to stop magical girls from turning into witches, so whatever they're doing is to serve that goal. But the question is like, with Madoka, something like that has to have a cost to it. So what is that cost?
Yeah. And hopefully we get into that episode 13.
I think we'll get that next time. And it might be like the U.S. like taking girls and somebody using that life force to power the witch transformation thing. And did you have any thoughts about Toka saying that she had no idea who Ui was and having no memory of her?
That was weird. Part of
Yeah.
me thinks that she actually doesn't know who Ui was, and somehow Ui has wiped away people's memories of her, like the quote invisible girl. But then also, I feel like, she could just be like, scheming and not telling them what she knows. Because she's like, if I tell you I don't remember, I just don't know her. But like, we've met the character for all of 30 seconds by that point, so there's really no grounds to like trust that.
Yeah, so maybe
You
that's.
know.
It seemed like they were portraying as being truthful, but maybe you're right. And your idea is like Ui made them all forget her. Maybe that was her wish, like the invisible girl.
Exactly.
Or at least it ties into what she wished for.
But if that's the case, then why does Tamaki remember her?
Because the little Cube is undoing that wish. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like little Cube could be like Ui, or I
Yeah,
feel
which is
like
why I think
I almost
that's
feel
the-
like. What was that?
I said that's still my theory.
Did we
Yeah.
Ui is small cube.
did we see
I'm
the
also
little
thinking that,
Cube
like,
this
there's-
episode?
No, I don't think so. I
Okay.
don't remember seeing little Cube very much, if at all. But I also think it'd be interesting if I don't even know I don't even know if I believe this, but I was just thinking about in the episode. I was like, this would be kind of funny if this happens. But what if like Tamaki, so Ui was a magical girl, became a witch and got whatever it was. What'd they say? What was like their thing to bring the witches back? To be
Doppel.
magical girls? Yeah.
The witchification.
So Ui became a witch, then got doppeled, and now she's like Tamaki, and that's why
Oh.
she kind of remembers, but not really.
That would be interesting.
That'd be weird. Like I said, I don't even think I believe that theory, but I think it'd just be funny if that happens, and I could definitely see them doing
I
that.
don't believe it, but yeah, I agree. It's believable.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna come true, but if it does come true and they tell the story right, I could be on board.
Yeah. And then you can tell everyone that you're right and you guess the big plot twist.
Yes. Yes.
It's because we're the smartest podcast on YouTube.
I would say something close to that. Yeah,
Okay.
we're up there.
And I did like when Cube was explaining the truth of the witches, how much it paralleled when Cube was telling the same thing to Madoka.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like how they were like really mad and saying, "Oh, it's actually good because in the long term it's preserving the universe, so you should be happy about this."
Yeah, see, honestly, you should be quite happy with all this stuff. Yeah. Yeah, no, that was interesting as well. There's so many parallels with this show and the original, but like this particular episode did so much more. It was like mind numbing.
Yeah.
Like it just happened constantly. I was just like, oh, there's Madoka Magica. Oh,
Yeah.
there it is again.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's like
here we go.
there's this plot twist from the original, there's this other plot twist from the original, and now like here's the one new thing we're adding.
You super cut out for me there, Greg.
Yeah,
Oh.
same.
Okay, hopefully my internet's not crashing or anything. But yeah, it was like they covered all the big plot twists from Madoka all in this episode, or at least most of them.
Yeah. It did. I'm also really interested by this. There's like the side character that was like pulling the tarot cards and stuff and getting like good fortune, bad fortune, whatever.
Oh yeah. What
So it was saying that
her
she's supposed to have really good luck, or like she's supposed to be really, really lucky or whatever. And then she goes into like the battle. She ends up dying.
Just-
But right before she like does that, she was like pulling those cards, and like her face lit up for a split second. Like somehow she pulled some like really lucky card, I guess, and maybe it was like her saving Yachio, and
Wasn't
that was like
that-
the quote really lucky thing.
Wasn't it Mel who like she turned into a witch? She didn't just die.
Did she turn into a witch?
Yeah, because that was the
Yeah, she
second
did.
one.
Yeah, no, she did. That's right. Yeah, because they didn't have the witch seed to pull out to
Yeah.
purify it, and so she became the witch. Yeah.
Yeah, it sounded like looked like she went into like an incubated state for a while. So then they like learned what happened, and then implies they had to go fight her and kill her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
I
that's
thought that was pretty interesting.
yeah. Any other thoughts on the episode, Jordan or Jason? I think I went through all the things I had.
I think the animation of the actual like memory chambers or whatever they were going now is really cool.
Yeah, that
Uh,
was.
It was interesting that they all fell asleep on the gondola, so you're led to believe that all of them are looking at different memories, or they could all be looking at the same. You're not
Oh,
really sure.
yeah, I didn't
It's not
think
really
about that.
explicitly told which memories everybody's seeing. You're just shown Tamaki's point of view. Um, so for all we know, they're seeing all the same memories, or they're seeing entirely different things, or all learning different things.
Yeah, maybe like next episode we'll see what the other ones see if they're different. But I feel like that would take up too much time if you only have one episode this season.
Yeah. I feel like we probably won't see much of that. They made us like talk about what they saw somehow. I don't know. Like maybe they'll wake up with like very different viewpoints on it, and that'll
Yeah,
tell us how they see it.
yeah. Or it's
You know?
it would make sense for them all to see the same thing just narratively, but yeah, I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah. But it's a Madoka show, so you never know what would actually make the most sense narratively.
Exactly. So that probably makes no sense actually with considering it's Madoka.
Yeah. Other than that, though, other than that, I'm pretty solid on what I thought about it. I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was one of the better episodes. Definitely one of the best episodes of the series. Only rivaled by some of the earlier ones, but this has definitely been finally a really solid episode after a few really slow burners.
Yep. Yeah, maybe by the end they'll justify the slower episodes, but I still feel like even if that happens, they could have made the earlier episodes better.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But unless you guys have anything to add, I think we're basically done, right?
I think so. I don't have anything else.
Jason, you got something for us or no?
No, I think we're good.
Alrighty. Greg, you're all done?
Yep, I'm just confused by things on Twitter, so nothing unusual.
Cool. Well, that's been our review and thoughts on Magia Record episode 12. Hopefully, I feel like we're missing something because there's so many different little small things. So if we did, our bad. But if we didn't, awesome. Go and let us know in the comments what you guys thought about this video. Go and leave a like on it. Share it with your friends if they're also watching Magia Record. If you guys have previously dropped this show and have just been watching our reactions, episode 12 was a good enough episode to where I would recommend. Actually, you know what? Wait till episode 13 comes out, and we'll figure out if people should watch this show
Yeah.
or not. How about that? We'll give you our thoughts on after episode 13.
Yeah, and we do appreciate the comments we get. There's one person who mentioned that they were going to drop the show, but they didn't because they wanted to keep watching our podcast. So I think that's really cool.
That is really cool. So I appreciate that person in particular. I don't know the name because I haven't checked the comment.
I will heart their comment.
Shout out. Go pin that. Anywho, though, guys, I think that's gonna do it from us today. So once again, thank you for watching the stream. If you're watching it live, if not, thank you for watching it now on YouTube. Now it's uploaded separately. Again, go ahead and leave a like, leave a comment, letting us know what you think. If you have any friends who are watching this show, share it with them. Go ahead and give us your outro, Grego. Give us where can the people find you across the interwebs?
Yeah, there's like the YouTube and Twitter and Amino and everything else. Actually, I don't really use Amino. But yes, I also started a separate gaming channel for like live streams and stuff, so check that out if you're interested.
I still have to go check that out because I didn't know about that until just now, so that's fine.
I see you pay attention to stuff.
Update me on things, and then he gets mad at me when I don't support him. Anywho, Jason, what's your outro looking like? What do you got to tell the people?
Nothing really.
Okay, what's your favorite Bang Dream song?
Probably the one he's playing over and over, tearing.
That's not my favorite. I've been jumping literally over 1,000 times.
Okay, good to know, and good luck to Jason.
Thank you.
Jason's currently tearing. Do you know what rank you're at?
I'm 2 right now.
You're rank number 2 in the world.
Yeah.
Or actually, I guess it's the NA server, right?
Yes.
Or what?
Yeah, worldwide, excluding Japan.
Okay. Jason's number 2 in the world, excluding Japan on this game. And he beat number 1 in the world, including Japan. But they're a year ahead of the game, so those 2 servers don't work together. But you know, it's fine. So he'll get to number 1. He's also a free-to-play player, so he's crazy good at the game.
This one.
Oh, not this one. Okay. He's been free-to-play in the past, but this time he said, fuck it, I'm spending money. Because what else am I going to spend money on while I'm quarantined? Hey.
Exactly. We might be doing more content now that we all can't leave our houses.
Go check out Jason on Twitter, though. JasonTheTrvth. His name is JasonTheTrvth. And I've been Jordan the Cow, one of your hosts again tonight. You can call me Jordan or Cow, either one. You can also find me on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, I don't know, Twitch. Oh, I've been really big on Twitch lately. I've been streaming so much Animal Crossing. If you like Animal Crossing, go check out my streams. It's been real.
And if you don't, it's just good to relax too.
Yeah. If you don't like Animal Crossing, go to my streams because I'm still a funny guy. So we'll see you guys next time. Thanks again for all the support on these videos. It means a lot to all three of us. Yeah, go and leave a comment. We try. Greg reads them all because he has like the notifications and stuff on the channel. I've been meaning to set mine up to get them, but I haven't on my phone for some reason. I don't know why. But
I typically just look at them when I log into the channel to do the podcast. So.
Gotcha. All right. Well, regardless, thank you guys for the support. We'll see you guys next week with episode number 13, review of Magia Record. If we don't see you before then, I'm 99% sure that we won't. But you know, who knows? We may decide to throw together a real podcast episode instead of this, but that's okay.
Yep.
For now, though, we'll see you guys next time. Thank you again for watching. Have a good rest of your night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night. Peace out and goodbye.